would be the time to bring
Mr.
them
Chair,
out.
Mr. Chair.
I call
Mr.
Denise
Chair.
Lee.
Mr. Chair.
Ka pai te ko whakahaere. It's a pleasure to speak in Te Wiki Aotearoa Māori, and I appreciate the call. And yes, I do have some new material, Mr. Chair, and it's specifically in regards to a supplementary order paper in my name, and it seeks to amend Clause 6, and after Clause 6.8, insert a new 6.9, which is in Schedule 21, Clause 4A, after the words neglect of duty, insert the words any actions that may bring the Teaching Council into disrepute. Now, this is, of course, around the section around removal of office and disqualification from the council. Now, this is the sort of thing that you speak on and you hope that things always work out and that you don't have to get to this stage in any game where someone is disqualified once having been elected or appointed. But it is necessary that we do look forward, look ahead, and know that sometimes these things happen. So this SOP in my name, Mr. Chair, clarifies that any actions undertaken by a member of the Teaching Council which may bring the reputation of the Council into disrepute are considered for just cause for removal from office. This contributes, I think, to the stated intention of the bill to lift the status and reputation of the teaching profession. Now, if you look at Schedule 21 of the Education Act, which is where the current disqualification material comes from, you see that in Schedule 21, under Section 3, removal from office, number 1, the Minister may revoke the appointment of a member of the Education Council at any time for just cause. 2, the revocation must be made by written notice to the member with a copy to the Education Council. 3, the written notice must state A, the date in which the removal takes effect, which must not be earlier than the date on which the notice is received, and B, the reasons for removal. Now we get to the section where my SOP specifically inserts some new words. 4, in this clause, just cause, A, includes misconduct, and I'm going to come back to that word in reply to something the Minister said earlier. A, includes misconduct, inability to perform the functions of office, neglect of duty, and then this is where I think, and I'm contending that we should be inserting the words any actions that may bring the Teaching Council into disrepute, and then would carry on and say, and breach of any of the collective duties of the board or the individual duties of members, depending on the seriousness of the breach. It then goes on to talk about, in the case of a member, holding a practising certificate, and if they cease to hold that certificate, they're disqualified. It even mentions a judge who may or may not be on the council, and non-payment should you be disqualified. But, Mr. Chair, what's very interesting is that I'm on several boards, the Peter Blake Marine Education Centre, I'm the patron of Onehunga Historic Society, Cadet Unit, and political parties and voluntary organisation. The phrase bringing into disrepute is quite common, and I think that this is something that we should insert and have. It does have obviously broad coverage, but that's exactly why it should be inserted. We can cover the bases and easily put in language that's common in quite a few spheres. Now, if you look at the stated purpose of the bill, which is to raise status of the profession, this would help to do that because it's another mechanism to ensure that council members don't undermine that. So if a council member undermines lifting the teacher status because they've brought the council into disrepute, this would be a good mechanism. Now, I just want to come back to that word misconduct. The Minister raised this topic before I'd even got to speak to it, and he said that this is too subjective. Well, the word misconduct is subjective. So I'm not sure that that argument stacks up, and in fact I'd like to hear from the Minister. Does he think that the word misconduct, which is currently in the Act, is subjective, like the words disrepute, bring into disrepute, that I'm contending should be in the Act. Is misconduct also subjective? If it is...
Mr Chair.
I called Kieran McAnulty.
E te hea mana ka mea ahau kia whiua te pātai.
I call Erica Stanford.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I'm going to